Hey guys, welcome back to Park Fam Custom Woodworking. I'm Matt, and today we're gonna take a 1x6/8 treated and turn it into a garden trellis. Come along for the ride. Let's see how we build it. First thing we need to do to build the trellis is we're gonna take these 1x6s that are treated, 8 feet long. They're 3/4 of an inch wide, and we're gonna rip them down to 3/4 of an inch strips. So I need to get 5 strips to make the trellis, and then we'll have the strips out of another one to go across it. So we're going to rip them down to 3/4 of an inch on a table saw, and then we'll go ahead and start getting them put together. Alright guys, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our 1x6x8 treated, we're going to rip it down into 5/8 inch by 3/4 inch strips, and that will give us our all the makings for our trellis. So we'll go ahead and rip them down on a table saw. We've got the table saw set to 5/8 of an inch. We'll go ahead and rip them through here. I did make an error on here, so if you're going to make these on your own, if you take your 1x6/8 and you cut 2 foot off the end of it, because we only need 6 feet height, that'll leave you with a section that you can use for the stake at the bottom. So I'll have to use an extra piece for that, but you can make one of these out of a single or 1x6/8, and then you just cut that top section 2 foot off, and that'll give you your stake for the ground. So, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Alright guys, we got those all ripped down. Let's go ahead and get this put together. And I've got my jig here. So what I'll do is I'll take these and kind of sort through them. If there's one that has a bigger knot in it, that looks like it could be a problem, I'll put that one in the middle. And the reason being is that one is going to be straight. So it's not going to be a problem. And then you find the other ones that might have a knot in them, and you put those closer because they're going to have less of a bend to them. So then you get them all set up in here, you line them up out on the end down there, and then these two are pretty much knot free. So you put these on the outside edge, and that way those ones will bend and you won't have any problem. Got my makeshift workbench today because my shop is all in disarray. I'm trying to get some plastic put up on the ceiling so that I can get that all set and done, because I'm going to do blowing and insulation in my walls. So, like I said, my workbench is covered with my tools, and it's in the process of getting some stuff done. So I had a customer call and order these up. I figured, you know what, we'll get them put together. We're going to go from there. Alright, so my makeshift bench here, this is actually a jig I actually built specifically for building these. So I just put the screws in here, and it holds these in here tight. Because now I'm gonna drill down through here and put 2 carriage bolts in down here. They're 1/4 inch carriage bolts by 4 inches long. Gives you plenty of room. You can screw on it. If you want, you can cut them off. Put a carriage bolt through, a flat washer, a lock washer, and then a nut. So I'll put those in here, and then this comes up through, and you can see up here I got another screw. So this screw holds the center one straight. So you got a straight line from the bottom. Then when you hold it straight, then when you put your bracelet across the top, you can keep that one straight. So that'd be a reference point. And then these will just bend out, and you just bend them out. So it's actually a pretty nice jig, and it takes nothing to build it. This one's built on a rough cut 2x8 or 2x10 maybe. Might be a 2x10. That's how I do that. And then so now I'm going to put these down here. I'm going to put the 2 carriage bolts in here, and then I'm going to take this off here, and I got to cut all these down to 6 feet, because I forgot to cut them before I started ripping them. So if you cut them before you rip them, then you can go ahead and use that last 2 feet. You can get your crosses, most of your crosses out of it. You need one that's 34 inches. So, but yeah, so let's go ahead and get that pulled up out of there. Let's go ahead and get these carriage bolts put in here and keep these right together. So we got that through there. We'll go ahead and get this bolt put in. Sometimes you just gotta give her a little, where'd go my hammer? Sometimes you just gotta give her a little extra motivation to get through there. So let me go ahead and give her a little tappy tap here. So I'm gonna put on a flat washer, lock washer, clean up the threads a little bit, and put your nut on. Get her down there, finger tight. Then use a 7/16. So the ones I have are 7/16. Maybe yours will be a little bit different depending on where you get them at. And keep these down where you want them. Tighten her up a little bit. Then we can drill that second hole. Like I said before, I'm using 1/4 inch bolts. So if you were to go through here with a 5/16 drill bit, make them go a little bit easier. But like it's a flat washer, lock washer. Probably don't need the lock washer. I just put it on there because I like to lock it in there. Personal preference. Shouldn't be a lot of moving and grooving on it, so you'd probably be all right. All right, now we've got it all locked together. Like I said, you can cut these down beforehand. So I go up here, make my line at 6 feet on the center one. I'm gonna take them over to the miter saw, chop them down. All right, so for your markings on here, for the cross braces, I come down 10 inches, and then from there I come down, it's 16 inches from there, so it'll be 26 inches, and then another 6 inches from there. So, I'm sorry, another 16 inches from that point, which will put us out to 42 inches. And that'll be the top of your cross bracket, or your cross braces. So then keep this in there, lock it in, take it up here, drop the center one down inside, and there you go. So now our center one's locked in. That'll be our reference. We'll use our speed square to give us 90 from there, and make sure that with our cross brace stays at 90 going across. The top cross brace up here is 34 inches across. This one is 12 inches, and this one is also 12 inches. This one only will support the middle 3, and then this one will hit all 5 of them. I'll go ahead and get them cut up, and we'll get back to action. All right, so the top brace, when it goes across here, we're gonna line it up to the 10-inch mark, and then you put your square in there, make sure she's square to it, and it's gonna be, the marks on here, you're gonna go 2 inches from either end. So you have 2 inches, and then you're gonna go 9.5 inches, 17 inches, 24.5 inches, and 32 inches. And that's where this is where all your bows are going to come across and hit it. So we'll go ahead and I make one of these, it's a heavy duty style, so everything's a little bit bigger. So those ones, when I do those, I tree drill them and put screws in here. This is a lighter duty one. I just use 18 gauge brad nails, and I stick those in. They're an inch long. So I'll go through the 5/8, goes pretty long into there. I use Titebond 3 wood glue, which is an exterior grade, so it won't deteriorate with the water. And once that actually dries on, the nails will have way less holding power than the glue will. So that's how I go ahead and put these together, and it makes it so it goes pretty fast and easy. So I'll show you how we do that. So I just put a little dab of glue on right here. Then I'll take this, I'll line it up with the middle of the board and with that 10-inch line. So the 10-inch line is on the top, so it's 10 inches down to the top of this. Now I'll put this on here, and what that does is it gives me a 90 from the center point, the center beam up, the center bow there, to this is 90 degrees. So then I just take my air nailer and my 18 gauge brad nails, make sure she's good, hold her in place and put 3 in it. So then once I get that in there, then I can go ahead and stretch the rest of these out across here. So I'll go ahead and stretch this out. I'll put a mark on here when this reaches that line. I want to check this one again just to make sure we're still at 90. Then I'll just mark here and here. That's just so I can put the glue on in the right spot. Now I put a little on there. I'll line it back up out here. Get it where I want it. Make sure we're 90 here still. Good. That one's nailed. Then I just turn this around and I come back to the other side. So go ahead and stretch this one out. Get it out here. Line it up like I want it. Make sure we're still at 90. Good. Mark it. And my glue. The glue, get the air nailer. Go at 90. Then you just kind of rinse and repeat. From that point, it goes pretty easy. The outside ones are the hardest ones to get to bend in. because obviously you're going the longest distance. And then you get this one on here, just check your 90 still. But at this point you should be pretty well set. Get lined up. These boards are a little wet still, so that does in regards to the having them bend. Alright, so there's our top support in. So now we'll go ahead and we'll take our next one down. That's going to cover 3 brackets. So then these are going to be marked at 1 1/4, 6 halfway, and 10 3/4. So 1 1/4 off either end, and then right in the middle. So then we just kind of rinse and repeat. So we're going to line this up in the center. This line that's at 26 inches is going to be right at the top of where we are going with this. And we'll line up our center line with the center of that. Take our speed square, put it on here, make sure we're at 90, and that'll match us all up. There's that. Air nail it. Three nails. Voila. So then we can see where this one is. Put a little bit of glue here, a little bit of glue out here. I'm going to take this, make sure we stay at 90. That's good. We're lined up right in the middle there, just like we want it. 1, 2, 3. We'll pull this in and line it up with that one just how we want it. 1, 2, 3. Boom, the center one's done. All right, let's move down to the bottom one. All right, so this one, you're going to be at 1 inch, 3.5 inches, 6 inches, 8.5 inches, and 11 inches. So we're going to line this one up with this line that we have here at 42 inches. That line you have will be the top of this. You line this up right to the top of that. The center line you have on here in the center of the board. Take our speed square. Speed square has always got to be on the center post. Get it lined up. 1, 2, 3. All right, and we'll just leave it here and get a couple more of these lined up. We'll stretch this one out to where we want it. Oh, we gotta get some glue in there. Get a little glue right here. Glue right here. There. And there. Speed square. This one is pretty well lined up now. 1, 2, 3. And voila, guys. Just like that, you have got yourself a trellis. Maybe if we can get it out of here. Just like that, you have yourself a trellis. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take one of the other boards that we had left over. We're going to cut a little stake. We're going to screw it on here, and you're done. So there, I cut 2 of them down. I built 2 of these trellises, so I cut 2 of these down. I'm going to cut and put a point on the end of them. Mark the center of them. The center, flip them over. There we go. There's our points on them. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take it, we're going to pre-drill it, and we'll put it on right here like this. And I'll screw it right to it. That way when they take it home, all they got to do is unscrew it. They can turn it around just like that and then put it right back into the same screw holes, and then they have their stake. Alright, so we go ahead and pre-drill this. Now when you get them pre-drilled, drill it down and in. And there you go. That's ready to go for your customer. I said I made a heavy duty one. I do, and it's much heavier than this. And I don't sell them as well. I sell these probably 4 to 1 over the heavy duty ones. And I think the reason is I sell these for $29.99. The heavy duty ones I sell for $49.99. And if you go to the local greenhouses and stuff, they sell some that are similar to my heavy duty, not quite the same strength and weight, and they sell them for $49.99. They don't seem to go as well. This style, this weight, that's the one that seems to sell out of all the greenhouses when I talk to the people at the greenhouses. So I started making them, and they do. I sell them about 4 to 1. So But this is how I do it, and then this way they can just undo this, flip it around, it's all ready to go. They can step right on the top of the stake, drive it into the ground, just ram it into the ground too. It's a really easy way to go. So this is the trellis, and it's a really easy project. I appreciate it, guys. I thank you for watching. If you got anything for it, you liked it, go ahead and give me a like and a subscribe. I appreciate it. It helps me grow, helps my channel grow. It'll get me to my goals, and these are easy to make. If you guys have any questions or any concerns, anything you want to let me know, ways I can do it better, leave me a comment down below, and I'll hit you up. I'll answer your comments as fast as I can. Once again, thanks again, guys. I appreciate it. I'll catch you on the next one.